Tyler wants to know about your biggest concerns heading to the big game in the Knapp Center on Sunday.
Yeah, I would say the biggest concern for me is the 3-point shooting right now, and we haven't gotten to that today. I don't know if I want to say concern, because this team has 3-point shooters. It's just a matter of, is that 3-point shooting going to show up on Sunday? I think what we've seen defensively, that's going to travel to Drake. Obviously, Drake's a better offensive team is probably the best offensive team they've seen. I would say they're probably the best offensive team that they're going to see for a little bit here. I think they're probably better than Kansas and Washington State. So they're going to get tested there, but I think Iowa's defense has been good enough that I'll feel pretty good about that. Rebounding as well. Offensively, we've seen good enough stuff that I feel pretty good about it, but they're going to have to knock down threes. The last 2 games now they've made 4 each game. They've won both. But Drake is not going to be a 71-52 win like Virginia Tech, and it's not going to be a 94-57 win like tonight. That's going to be close. That's going to be a great game into the fourth quarter. Last time it took overtime with a team that had Kate and Gabby and Monica and Caitlin. And like you guys were saying before I got on, the 50th anniversary of Drake women's basketball, they're going to have alums back. They're going to have coaches back. It's going to be a crazy environment. So the thing that's going to happen is they're going to have to hit threes. And Taylor McCabe was the only one to hit one tonight. I'll say if they're 4-14 from 3 against Drake, I think they'll lose. Kylie Feuerbach's going to have to hit a couple, 1 or 2. Sida Fulcher might have to hit 1. Lucy Olson might have to hit 1 or 2. It doesn't have to be a Caitlin performance where Caitlin goes out and hits 8 for you like we saw. Taylor McCabe doesn't have to be the one to go hit 8 or 9 of them. But, if Taylor hits 3 or 4 and Lucy Olson hits 1 or 2, or Kylie Feuerbach hits 2 or 3 like we've seen her do, or Sida Fulcher, you can get to 10 or 12 pretty easily because they have that. And, Tegan Mulaney's another one who's hit a little bit of a rust spot after a good night in the exhibition game. But they have enough capable shooters. It's just a matter of finding the looks and hitting them. And Jan mentioned that in the postgame, that she feels like they're taking some ill-advised threes at times. Shots that you'd be more concerned if they were finding a bunch of open shots and just missing them. But she feels like they've had some ill-advised looks. And if you pass those up, and like I was mentioning earlier, they run the offense very well. If you pass up, a decent 3-point look, you're going to find some good 3-point looks at times. And I think they could have shot more than 14 tonight, but when you're up 20, 30 points, there's no reason to shoot 33s tonight. Right. So that would be my concern is, can you get enough threes to win the game? Because 27 twos and 4 threes tonight, that works against Toledo. That won't work against Drake. So if they bring their 3-point shooting on Sunday, I think they'll win the game. But it's gonna be close the whole way. That's a really, really good Drake team. Katie Dennebier might be one of the better point guards they play, Big Ten and non-conference. She's a fantastic player. I've been looking through box scores. They've had some players that haven't been playing a ton the last few years that have stepped up so far this season. So it'll be a really good game. I'm excited to be out there. And I think it's going to be a close one. I have no idea who I'm going to pick because I think it could go either way.
And Kyle, I don't know if you caught this. I'm sure you did because you were logging on right as we were talking about it. There were tickets available a half hour ago. And I'm not saying that it's people that watch this show, but there were tickets available. Tony was on here and checked it, refreshed it, and they were gone. And now I just checked the Drake website. They're sold out. So it's going to be rocking in there. And expected to be sold out. I was shocked there were tickets available this week.
I was as well. Last time I was there for that overtime game 2 years ago. That was a fantastic atmosphere. There'll be a fair share of Iowa fans. I'd assume it'll be 75, 25, 80, 20. But it's the Knapp Center, so it's a smaller environment. So even if there is only 20% Iowa fans, it'll be loud still for both sides. I expect that to be a fantastic environment. Like I said, I'm excited to go. I like the Knapp Center. I like the smaller arenas when you pack out a 6,000-7,000. Those are the fun environments. Just as fun as when Carver's full. That is pretty crazy that it kind of sold out right as we were doing this. And I like I said, I was surprised that there were tickets left as well. In full disclosure, I will not be there covering the game like Kyle is. I will be in the stands, and the only reason I'm in the stands is because literally 2 days ago I came across. I thought I'm going to check the Drake website because they were selling. I knew they were still selling the 3-game packages, so you knew there were tickets still available. They were trying to sell tickets to, I think it was like a package of Belmont, maybe UNI and Iowa all together.
And so we got some tickets and we'll be there. But yeah, I'm guessing those tickets on the secondary market will be going through the roof here in the next couple of days. So if people are willing to pay the dollar amount, but there's a lot of Hawkeye, it'll be interesting to see what percentage, because I would say that game 2 years ago, Kyle, was probably 75% Drake fans. As big as that Iowa team was, that was obviously it's a home court, but I'm just saying it was pro Drake.
Oh yeah.
And it's a hard place to play. And very on Sunday. And this will be a big test, biggest test of the season coming up this Sunday in the Knapp Center.
I'm curious from your perspective, who do you think will be that player off the bench at the end of the season that is not being named right now, that you look back and go, that was a huge key, kind of like a Falter last year, that comes off the bench and gives Iowa those much needed buckets or time or rebounds or whatever towards the end of the season. You look back and go, that was the sixth player off the bench that really propelled this team to be not just good but great.
Well, it may not be one. I think when you said, either points or rebounding,
whatever it is.
Categories. I think obviously Taylor McCabe's got to come off the bench and hit threes. That's her big job. I think Taylor Strimlow has an opportunity to be kind of a Swiss Army knife for this team. So I think as she progresses through her season, and then I still have high hopes for Aaliyah Guyton once she's back to give them an extra gear, not just ball handling, but athleticism. Yeah. So you hope she's, good to go after that knee injury and that recovery. I know it's been a long haul for Aaliyah, but I think it may be a combination of those three. And as Jan has said during her media availability, you just want Ava Hayden to continue to come along, Tegan Mullaney to continue to come along. A lot of where Iowa goes this year will be dependent on how quickly the freshmen learn and grow. And that's different for every class and every person. But I think they have a good group of staff in there to figure this out together with them. And we're already seeing some early maturation, so that's positive.
Yeah, I think Strumlow is going to be that player that is just gritty, and she's going to get you those much needed, I would say, effort plays down the stretches of some games that could come to Iowa's aid in certain games down the stretch, which will be exciting to see.
Oh, absolutely. No, and frankly, we talk about 3-point shooting. No other threes made besides Taylor's tonight. Well, Tegan showed in the exhibition, and she showed in her high school film that she can fill it up. And so her threes are going to be needed as well, not just Taylor's. And so, we'll see. If they can keep winning, even if it's not pretty. And then, frankly, I thought Sunday, they didn't make a lot of threes, but I didn't think it was an ugly win. I thought they thoroughly eliminated the Hokies. So
they did exactly what they needed to do over the last two games. Absolutely. I think they played exactly how, I think it's a new look Iowa, but I think they're going to find their own ways to win ball games.
No,
and I'm not too worried, but the next few games will be telling.
Lastly, shout out Hannah Stolke, 9 for 9. Okay.
9 for 9.
Okay, Corey, there's a theme here. We had a 9 for 9 in the previous game.
Okay.
Addie O'Grady went 9 for 9 from the field.
Yep.
So what's going to happen at Drake? Who's going 9 for 9?
Taylor McCabe's going to go 9 for 9 from 3.
Now you can't do that because now you're a turncoat. You were hating on her.
She's going to go 9 for 9 from 3. No, I was never hating on her. She's going to go 9 for 9 from 3. You just said earlier in your comments, you said if she's not making threes, she should go to the bench. You said it earlier. That's all.
No, I just said if she misses 2, you pull her.
Yeah.
And you use her like a DH, then you put her back in.
Not like you don't just set somebody forever, of course. Yeah.
But so you are you calling this? This is your bold take.
Yeah, that's my bold take. Taylor McCabe's going 9 of 9 from 3. Yep.
Okay.
There's my bold take. At Drake on Sunday, big time game in the Knapp Center down in Des Moines, 2 p.m. Central Time. It'll be televised on ESPN Plus. Well, post-game coverage, it'll be belated post-game coverage. So we may have an evening show. We'll give you details on that. Be sure you're subscribed. Hit that like button, folks. And it's easy to hit the bell for notifications so you know when we're going live. You can also follow me. I'm on Instagram, at From the Hawkeye on Instagram, From the Hawkeye of the Storm on Facebook, also at From the Hawkeye on X. And if you're interested in supporting the show by means of donations, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all in our description. And if you're interested in sponsoring, we're actively looking for sponsors for our Iowa women's basketball coverage. Slots open right now. Email me, info@fromthehawkeyeofthestorm.com, or if you have a local business or a business of any sort that you think would be a great fit, great match, let them know, hey, you got a great platform over here from the Hawkeye of the Storm covering this team. Again, email me, info@fromthehawkeyeofthestorm.